Welcome, everybody.
Whoa.
What's whoa?
I don't know. I didn't hear whatever the intro was.
I
So
told
I'm
you
not.
you were not going to hear the intro.
Sorry, I
I
was
said that out loud.
too busy ordering energy drinks off the internet.
Oh,
The energy
cool.
drinks help me concentrate. They really really help me concentrate. I don't know what I would do without them, honestly.
I'm just going to let you fucking die on this bit. I'm going to leave you out to dry for this. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I don't know what to. I don't know what.
no.
I think I'm going to fucking dive off the pork bow to save
I
you from
don't
this
even
one.
have a fit. Oh, come on.
Then why are you talking?
Oh, it's a podcast.
Comedy podcast.
We're
No
filling
one
the air
cares
as
about
much
the
as we possibly can.
drinks you're drinking. This is bullshit. Um, yeah,
I'm
it's been a
coming in.
while. We're not good. We're
There's
bad
no
at
vibe.
podcasting again.
There's no vibe. I didn't hear the intro, so just kind of hear raw. Just like I'm not juiced up at all.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Juice me up.
What?
Juice me up. Come on, get me in the zone.
You want me to give you a cycle of the juice?
Yeah. Cycle on, cycle off.
Uh,
I've got ball to spare.
mm-hmm.
They could shrink a little bit.
Um, yeah, we decided we didn't have much of an opener for this one.
No, no. I don't like. I don't know if I really like Virginians.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're very round. I was just in Virginia. I drove through there, and every gas station I stopped at, I was just amazed that people could be so round. Like every facet of them, not just like their bodies, like their stomachs, but it was like their faces, like every element of their face, like their noses were round, they were puffy. I just found them to be kind of like uncanny valley monster people.
You didn't go.
Um,
You didn't go to West Virginia even. And you're saying that
I
about the
passed through
regular.
West Virginia briefly, very briefly. Went through the tip of
Okay.
it. I did not stop there because I figured that would be a recipe for
Even.
disaster.
And you're saying that about
I
the
passed through.
regular.
I don't know. Is that a fair assumption? Yes.
Um, yeah, West Virginia sounds sick. Cause like you can't understand what anyone's saying. They don't have teeth.
Sure.
Uh, but but hey, a long time ago, a lot of people were really eager to go out west and get a lot of the land that was out there. Steven and I watched a movie called Far and Away,
Yes.
starring Tom Cruise, and this isn't an anime episode. I'm sorry, we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to
No.
talk about it. But we've been on a cruise kick, and because just late '80s, early '90s cruise material is wonderful, and Far and Away, starring him and Nicole Kidman, his wife at the time. Um, we thought it was like some kind of drama. And we found out, first of all, it's directed by famed hack Ron Howard.
Mhm.
And it's so we start watching it, and are you watching the stream? Can you see the screenshot I have here
Yes.
of this fella? Okay,
Yeah.
so he's a guy.
Yeah. Look at
Um,
him. He's a guy, a
he's
person.
one of the first guys. So it's starts off. It tries to be very epic, spanning all these time periods and countries. Well, really like two countries, but it's Ireland. It's the late 19th century, and so someone read that like, oh, the Irish were at odds with these British landlords at the time. And so they just wrote a movie where all these fucking landlords keep showing up and waving their canes and monocles around and burning
There's some
down
real
everyone's houses.
some serious Mr. Monopoly looking motherfuckers.
Absolutely. Here, let me see if I can find some more. They quite literally. So this is, first of all, look at how this is shot. It looks like it's trying to look like it was shot in the 60s because it's trying to be this, epic cross Atlantic adventure.
Sure,
So
sure.
all these,
Harkening back to the golden age.
but
of
also
Hollywood
it's like,
cinema.
look at these Irish people. It's not 1283. It's fucking 1892 or some shit.
They look like fucking Grip Hook from Harry Potter. They
They
look
look
like
like they look
goblin-esque.
like Keebler elves. Yeah. And everyone in Ireland looks like these motherfuckers. They're probably supposed to be 26. Um,
To be fair, you look pretty similar to this.
yeah, sometimes.
If you really let yourself go, and if you got like kind of like a solid burn tan going on, if you're just kind of, like drunk, rosy cheeked, and
Here's one of the
just like,
landlords. He's get
um,
off me. Oh.
um, but yeah, so it's got Nicole Kidman in it.
He
And you
shoots a
said,
gun and like the Irish people like act like tribal savages,
oh, it's like a boomstick.
like they're afraid of the fire stick. Yeah.
It was a nice looking movie though.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Some nice looking screenshots.
Oh yeah. No, wait till you get to the end. And then we meet Tom Cruise. He gets bullied by a couple more it's just Irishmen, Irish people. They're wasted. Everyone's wasted. Ireland. I was reading the reviews. A lot of Irish people were offended at the accents. It's like, man, everyone in here is a violent drunkard. You have a lot less you have other shit to worry about than the accents.
Well, they recognize that as an essential part of the Irish identity.
Mm-hmm.
They take offense to the accent. It's like you got to own up to at least some parts of the stereotype, I feel.
So Tom Cruise's dad gets killed by one of the landlords, and he says, "Son, you gotta go," and then to add insult to or add injury to more injury, the landlords show up at the funeral, and they're like, you haven't paid your rent," and they just burn their house down because I don't know how that helps you as a landlord, because now there's nothing.
It seems like you've devalued your property.
Yeah, that doesn't help them pay it back. It's it's a weird one. Oh, and also here's what Tom Cruise looks like compared to all these people are his family and neighbors, and then this is what he. It was. So
oh my god!
Oh yeah.
He's so beautiful. He's chiseled.
It's
he chiseled out of marble.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just.
He took a bath 30 seconds ago. Everyone else looks like this, like this guy.
I feel like my hair is just getting better by looking at him.
Yeah.
I'm somehow getting his quaff. Look at this fucking Scrooge looking ass.
Just Tom Cruise playing like in a scene with just this other guy.
Yeah,
and they're just talking, and they're supposed
painting.
to be they're supposed to be like in the same plight, and it's just like, how the fuck did this alien get here? So then they sent him on a journey to avenge his father by shooting the head landlord, and they send him off on this shitty white donkey, which is very funny. That's a funny scene where they send him out of town on this really short fucking piece of shit donkey, and he rides the entire. There's a montage of him riding the Irish countryside in the donkey. It's like 3 feet tall, and it would be faster for him to just walk, but he's walking on this donkey. And then he gets to a bar again. I think he stops at like Stonehenge or something. It's like, what's in the UK? So then he shows up in a bar again. It's almost like Kung Pao if Tom Cruise, instead of being inserted into old kung fu movies, he was inserted into some fucking, just a 60s Western.
Sure.
Which maybe that's on purpose. I don't know. It looks kind of cool, but Tom Cruise being there just makes it so baffling. And then Santa Claus Newt Gingrich shows up, and I guess he's the guy that Tom's supposed to kill. I don't really know why. I don't think he really knows why. But he's got a great. This is the best character in the movie, by the way.
He seems like he's got a good attitude about him. He carries himself in a very entertaining way. Oh, look at that man! How are you gonna shoot this guy?
He doesn't. Yeah, no, it's he's the best. It turns out he rules, because he's super rich, but he's just kind of fucking sick of his wife, and he's drinking all the time. He's hiding. He's always pulling flasks out of like bookshelves and shit when his wife's not looking. Yeah, he's like he's like a winky, like, yeah, I know, I'm just trying to chill guy, even though I'm a rich guy. And then we meet Nicole Kidman, who's hot until I decided she looked like Syndrome from The
Yeah, I
Incredibles.
think you might have had some facial things going on. Maybe a little.
I
Okay, I
still
see it.
see it.
Maybe a
No,
little.
I still
Yeah,
see it. It's still there.
she's pretty sexy though.
Yeah, she really is.
50K. She was on fire.
She shows a lot less skin than Tommy Boy in this movie, I gotta say.
Oh, Nicole Kidman gets it out and other stuff.
What?
What's
In what?
Hold on. Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman nude.
Scene. All right.
The stream's gonna get banned when we say Nicole Kidman nude.
I will personally send you images of Nicole Kidman nude, and not the ones that are from the movies. I got the best.
Oh, you got the fappening ones? Like what?
Yeah. No. I've made my own.
Oh no.
It's something called a deep fake. You might have heard of it.
I learned AutoCAD, and
I've got a Madame Tussauds House of Wax dummy of her. Let's see.
There's no way she gets them out. Nicole Kidman.
Oh, she gets it all out in Eyes Wide Shut. That's right.
Oh.
Here you go, man. You're welcome.
Oh yeah, everyone's naked in Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
Well, that's just her ass. Come on.
No. You got to open the link, man.
Open the link. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's rocking it too. She looks great.
She looks pretty fucking good in this. Yeah.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman. I always had a thing.
Imagine you have to get naked for a movie and it's fucking Stanley Kubrick. You know, you're just gonna look like a fucking marble statue.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever have to get naked for anyone, that's the person to do it for. It's so good that he died. People think that Stanley Kubrick was killed because of Eyes Wide Shut.
Because he alleged that the rich are having like just sort of not very crazy sex parties.
Well, they cut 30 minutes out of the movie, dude. That's what you don't understand.
Oh, is it missing? Is it missing footage?
Yeah, it's the contents on the cutting room floor that was really spicy.
What was it?
I don't know. I don't personally believe it. People allege that it's like.
Oh, they say there's. Stuff. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
They're not. But Nicole Kidman butt looks great, so I'm glad they didn't leave that on the cutting room floor. Anyway, she's in this movie Far and Away.
She's in this movie Far and Away, and she's this sheltered like aristocrat girl who's never seen a man before, and so Tom Cruise is all bloodied and bashed, laying up in their place, and they're nursing him back to health. Because he tries to shoot her dad because he's trying to assassinate him, but the gun blows up in his face. So he's all nude on the bed, and while her mom's out of the room, Nicole Kidman, he's just got
a bowl over
he's just got a big bowl over his crotch.
It's like a serving bowl.
Yeah.
You could have gotten a towel or something. Why was it a bowl?
Yeah, I'm not.
Silly.
That's a weird one.
There's any number of ways.
Yeah.
She's looking at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's a really long scene where like she slowly like bends down and looks at the bowl, and then she slowly lifts it up and takes a peek, and then recoils back, and then gets this little smile on her face. I'll wait for you to see it. A little.
But Nicole,
like,
you're a dirty bird.
When we were watching this, like, okay, that's the whole scene is just like she looks at his dick. But then it was actually funny. She goes back for a second. She goes back for a second one and looks even more. Yeah, that was a good bit.
She really selling that little bit of intrigue there.
You're really selling interest in seeing her husband's dick.
Are they married at this point?
Yeah. I believe they got married between Days of Thunder and this.
Oh, she's in Days of Thunder? I've never seen it.
It's good.
I gotta go on the cruise kick, I think.
Cruise kick is a fun ride, yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's up and down for sure.
So she decides that she's going to run away from her stifling family life, but she's also shown to be very naive because she's trying to run away in this very elaborate dress And she asks Tommy to come along with her because she says she's going to America, and they give away land there. And he's like, no one gives away land. And
He's got an accent going.
he tells her to fuck off. He has what?
He has an accent going in this movie. I
Oh,
mean,
he has a notoriously terrible, yes,
nice.
famous bad Irish accent from Tom.
Were you offended? Did it offend you?
No, I mean I can't do a great one either. All of the other stuff where I mean he literally joins a fight club. It's like it's just brutal to us. This movie set us back decades.
I think you guys did that yourselves by acting like this and making everybody around you perceive you this way.
By being this way in real life.
I think you guys did this by living up to every stereotype that exists about them.
Yeah.
Fucking patties.
Steven and I came up with this alternate narrative where he goes to America and just starts like inventing like he invents like fighting and divorce and alcoholism. He's like a Forrest Gump but Irish.
Just fucking the world up.
Yeah, just destroying America. That would be so fucking funny. It would really be the because Forrest Gump is like boomers being like, yeah, we did all this great stuff, 20th century, and just to make the Irish version where it was like, yeah, we spread violence throughout the gene pool because we were too horny.
Well, the thing is that the Irish are proud of it. That's the difference. Is like you recognize that you guys are awful and you own up to it.
So they get on a boat. He challenges her like fiance. She's got a how do I put this? You're supposed to hate him. Like very charming, quote unquote. Guy she's arranged to marry, I think, or not arranged to marry, but like he's clearly courting her, and she's like supposed to marry him, and they try to make you hate him, even though like they try to make you hate him at first, but like he's not actually a bad guy. But just to give you, like, to let you in on the subtlety of this movie, his name, they go to America, her fiance's name, Stephen Chase. Stephen Chase.
Oh my lord.
So that
I personally, I'm glad that they didn't use the version that was in the screenplay, Ralph Pursue. That's the thing you get with Ron Howard, is he's the one that makes those decisions he buries things in the subtext,
My name is Hot Pursuit. So they get on the boat, go to America. They end up living in like this shitty little apartment or whatever they were called, tenement back then, because they don't have enough. She had money when she got there, but everything got stolen as soon as they landed in Boston Harbor. She had all these ancient spoons that were worth a lot apparently, and just got taken from her. So they decided they have to start working. She what the fuck does she do? She works in like she washes clothes or something, and I think they work in the same factory, and then he gets into prize fighting. Oh, there's another great scene where he's showing her how to wash clothes like on a washboard, and she's clearly not interested because he's being extremely aggressive with the with the washing, and it's a very erotically charged laundry scene.
Showing off, she's looking at those back muscles working.
Yeah, it's yeah.
He looks like a fucking Dolce & Gabbana model in this goddamn movie. It's ridiculous. He looks like a perfume.
Look at this next one. Look at this.
He looks like a fucking cologne ad.
Yeah, he looks like he should be wearing only jeans.
No wonder he's running a cult right now. Christ alive.
First of all, he was never running it. Second of all, I thought he got out.
No. He's like the second in command at this point. Apparently, my understanding is that that an overwhelming majority of the budget of Scientology goes towards keeping Tom Cruise in the cult because he's like.
I mean, he's not really advertising it. I guess he's a big donor.
But he's their biggest recruitment method because like he's like this super uber famous actor, and he doesn't really have a need for them anymore. And if he were to leave, it would remove a lot of their power and
But no one
influence.
joined Scientology because of Tom Cruise. Anytime someone brings up that, because anytime you're going to find out that Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, it's going to be in the context of someone telling you, like, yeah, I like his acting. Too bad he's in this fucking crazy cult, man. So, like, that's not a good recruitment tactic.
Yeah, that is for a certain amount of people, but that's probably not their base. I feel like
I thought their base was just people who, like, walk around in malls and then someone says, hey, let me give you a personality test real quick. Come on in here. So, what's your relationship with your dad like? Let me strap this thing up to you.
I'll do some research. I'll give some research on Scientology and get back to you. I'll go.
We should we should just both straight up take the fucking test.
Yeah,
we should go to one.
I think there's a headquarters in my city, like down by the campus.
I should check if I have one nearby.
Austin Scientology.
Good radio, but do they call it Scientology, or is that do people get too
Scientology
mad?
Austin?
Scientology.
Oh yeah, Church of Scientology, Texas.
First Church.
Real close.
First Church Christ Scientist. That doesn't sound right. Christian Science Reading Room. No Scientologists around me.
Oh, dude, I've got one literally 10 minutes away.
Okay,
next time you come down here, we'll go in together and get our thetans checked.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to get my thetans.
There's no way they'll let you in the mic, though.
Yeah. There's one in Buffalo. I guess I could drive out there. If we could make some content out of that, that'd be funny, but I doubt they allow cameras or microphones and stuff in there.
Yeah, I don't know if I could really sneak in a microphone or if I'd feel comfortable doing that. They'd have me killed or something. I don't know.
We could lav ourselves up. Yeah, they are very litigious, but I don't know. We're just little kids.
Whoa, mister, can I have my Titans wed, please?
They'll just kick us out. Yeah.
I'm doing a school report.
I'm doing a report on science.
You know how, like, kids will, in media, will stack up on top of each other to appear like full-size adults?
Yes.
What we should do is do the inverse, where we stack up on top of each other, but, like, we crawl around, and we're both crouched down, so we appear like one very, very fat kid, if that makes sense. And then we act like children. I'm gonna have to work this one out, but I'm looking for the inverse.
Well, we could just walk. We could just squat and like walk. We could do it like a squat walk, and we could just look to be like twins. I'll let two people in at once.
We both have lollipops.
Like the big swirly ones.
Yeah, spinny hats.
Yeah, beanie caps. Yeah.
They're just the most adorable eyes. They're just so big and round. Anyway.
And then during the interview, it's just like, whenever I jerk off, I'm 8. Fuck. So he gets into fighting. There's a whole Fight Club arc. I don't really know the point of it. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like, every commentary on America is exactly what you get, because they're leaving for the opportunities of freedom, but then they get to America and it's the same old stuff, and everyone only cares about money. So he fights a lot. He starts doing really well because he's good at fighting because he's Irish. That's the only reason, I think. But then an Italian guy shows up and he gets his ass beat. So he loses one fight, and immediately, like, the Fight Club runner just steals all his money, kicks him out of his apartment, and puts him out on the street with the girl.
One fight?
Yep.
Jeez.
Nonsense. And so they're wandering.
It's really hard to keep a good. Do you feel like people would hear about that? And they're
and like the sets, like the Boston. I was wrong, but I was looking at like the Boston, sets, and it looks like, I was like, it's not. This looks like the medieval times. There's no way Boston looked like this. Turns out it kind of does. It kind of did. But yeah. So they're out in the snow, homeless, and he's asking people for work, and they're like, I don't hire Irish. So they break into someone's house, and all this Christmas, they got the whole Christmas spread out, all the food and everything, and they sit down and have this very, very romantic scene.
Oh my God, look at that soft focus filter. Good Lord.
Oh, yes.
They got like fucking 8 layers of Vaseline on that lens.
Well, it's supposed to be very dreamy.
It's radiant. Oh my lord! Look at the halation. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ!
And the whole movie up to this point has been like, there's been a lot of sexual tension. They're living in the same place. They're undressing and shit. They basically have the same scene from Haruhi where they're back, facing away from each other and changing and like kind of sneaking glances back, but then like stopping. And it's like, oh god, my man's fucking horny. And then there's like a burlesque dancer or whatever they were called back then that Tom likes and that she's jealous of. She calls her a slut or something. Then they make out, and then she gets shot by the guy whose house it is.
Oh no!
And he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" So he, meanwhile, her family, the Irish got to her family and burned down their big mansion. So her family decided to just go over to America and start looking for her. So they're here. So he just brings her to them, and so he just has basically failed and has returned her to her family. Shut the fuck up. Sorry.
I feel like I wouldn't go looking for my daughter. That's a pretty big ask.
How's that?
The New World's pretty big, man.
No. They know she's in Boston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because she was sending secret letters to her dad because she knew he was cool. And eventually his dad let his mom know. And then right then their house got burnt down. They were like, all right, I guess we're going to Boston. So
man, this movie looks so good. Holy
it is very, let's, again, me and also when we read that Roger Ebert review, he was like, yeah, this movie is gorgeous. Too bad it's for babies. So he fucks up. He has to return to a family. And then there's a 9-month time skip and he's working out in like Oklahoma or somewhere. No, not Oklahoma. Like Virginia. I don't know. He's a cave exploder, whatever they were back then.
He was a disposable workman. He was
He was just setting dynamite next to his head and just kind of walking away.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't die.
Hopefully I don't get a pole through my cerebrum. So he's pretty sick of it. And while he's on a train to his next job, he sees a caravan of people heading out west for the land grab, and he gets word that there's going to be a huge land an initial sell, whatever. It's up for grabs. It's going to be up for grabs. So everyone's going out there, and he jumps out the train and says, "Fuck it, I'm out of here." So then he just walks with this caravan, and they end up at this little this little shanty town, and guess who he runs into?
No fucking way.
Her and her family both ended up out there.
That's some bullshit. Contrived ass fucking.
Well, I mean, that's where she was intending to go, and him also. So I guess.
They just bumped into each other.
They do just bump into each other.
This country's real big, man.
But I think everyone who's going for this particular land grab meets in the same spot. It's like one town dedicated to that because everyone has to line up and this. And here's the huge set piece of this movie that's also fucking crazy is that they actually got all these fucking horses and carriages. And there's a huge. So I looked this up. I think this sort of happened actually. I think they might have dramatized it a little bit, but yeah, there was just like there were 50,000 people on horseback like lined up. And you had to like race to a plot of land and like claim it before someone else did.
Oh my god!
And the best bit in this whole movie is Nicole Kidman's parents, being like stuffy old English folk. They just get to their plot of land beforehand, and the husband gives the wife a flag and is like, "Put this down when I tell you." And they wait for everyone else to show up. And he goes, look like you're tired, look like you're tired. And they plant the flag down, and they look they stand around really proud, like they just got it, so that no one would get pissed at them, but they just cheated. It was a really funny scene. But yeah, there's a big fucking huge horse race set piece. And then Tom Cruise finally has his standoff with Stephen Chase, and for the love of this lady, and I think he gets to his plot of land first, and he's like, "It's my land," um, and then like Stephen Chase's horse like collides with them, and he just gets fucking Christopher Reeved and dies.
No,
um,
that's
but
truly Evan.
that is so fucking Eben. I mean, like, so like it happens so weirdly suddenly, and it's like I'm dying, and then there's like this very slow zoom upwards into the sky, and it's like, okay, that's the end, and then there's this really weird, like, it's basically, here's what I think happened. I think that's where Ron Howard wanted it to end, and then the studio was like, no, we need a happy ending. It's like it's chick flick drama. You just have to. So he's like, all right, fine, we'll do an obvious, like, this is a dream ending for people who get it. So like there's this weird like twinkling sound effect, and then it zooms back in, and he just comes back to life.
What? What?
Yeah, and he's like, I won't be dying again. And then they plant their flag together with both their hands, and then cut to credits.
Oh my lord! How embarrassing!
Oh man, it fucking ruled.
Wow,
That was very funny.
Um,
Mm.
it seems like a bargain bin Days of Heaven, or like a,
Mm-hmm.
or Heaven's Gate kind of ended up this way. The movie Heaven's Gate, where it's like going for a lofty sort of epic western kind of heading out west type movie. Like the racial and like the issues that different demographics experienced out west. And that movie kind of failed at it too, but at least it was like trying really hard. And
Yeah. Which one is the one that took like 8 years to shoot?
that would be Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Gate was like
Okay.
a 2-year long production with like 500 days of filming, and
Yeah,
the cut the first cut was like 6 hours long, and
yeah.
I if you want to talk about a movie with a seriously fucked up studio ending, that movie the ending is incomprehensible actually. Like
Well, usually
I
studio endings, I don't consider them very incomprehensible.
Well, they just didn't know what to do with the amount of material, and they needed to get it to like 2 hours. So it just like jumps between like 4 or 5 different scenes, and it just uses one shot from each scene, and then just ends. It's horrible. It's so bad. But well, it sounds like you had a good time with Far and Away.
Oh yes. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of any other good. I know that went on too long, but there was a lot of
That's all
really
right.
good material in that film. Yeah.
I'm gonna go pee really quick. When I come back,
Oh
we'll
my gosh,
resume.
already.
We had a serious lead up to this episode. We had some hiccups on the way. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. Good thing I stashed a secret beer in my desk. Everybody, send me your favorite custom made 3D presets. If you have any custom made that you're proud of, you like to send me. I'll take a look. I'll critique them. Okay, what else happened in Days of Heaven? Let's see. There was Tom Cruise was very popular with all the horrors from the. There's one part where he's fighting, and then she's gonna be a burlesque dancer, and he's like, whoa, no, you can't do that, and she's like, why not? And yeah,
I am back.
you are back.
Do you have any more thoughts on Far and Away?
I don't think so.
I watched Tenet.
Oh my, yeah, you told me that. You said it was
Uh,
not great.
it's it's like watching an Excel spreadsheet for 2.5 hours.
That sounds awful.
It's completely devoid of character. The main character, I saw it with my friend, and we were the only people in the theater. And we spent the first 30 minutes like, did we miss the main character's name? Like, did we just miss where they said the main character's name? And you get to the end of the movie, and in the credits, the main character is credited as protagonist. And I'm like, oh my fucking god.
I mean,
What?
that could be it. That's a deliberate choice. It could be.
It would be if there was anything that made that choice make sense,
Isn't he
or
in a
if it,
secret organization? They might not have names.
no, the other people have names, you know, and there's just like that's just like a superficial thing that I think is emblematic of the larger issues of the movie, where there's an exposition dump that's like 4 minutes long, where it sounds like our characters are like comatose almost. They're so monotone, and nobody is excited about all the insane things happening around them at all. They're just all taking it completely stone faced and stoic. It's horrible.
Yeah, man, they're cool. They're cool. They're calm, cool, and collected.
No, because Robert Pattinson is cool in the movie. He's the only one who's like a character in the movie, and he's fucking like he's into it. He's like getting amped up and is enjoying what's occurring, and is like he appreciates the insanity of it. But yeah, no, I was not impressed with Tenet. I'm not going to go too far into it though, because this is the it's belated, but summer has come to an end.
Yeah, it is the sort of posthumous finale of Summer of Good, I guess.
Yeah, we're putting a stamp on it.
I mean, it
You
still
know,
feels like summer. Hey, it's pretty warm out here.
yeah, it's an extended summer because we deserve it. I think. I'm not ready to hang up my summer clothes yet. I'm
Yeah,
not ready to
I'm
put
not.
that shit away.
I'm not putting my cargo shorts away, dude.
No, I'm not putting my
Fuck that.
cargo shorts and my wife beaters, which
Fuck
I
that,
wear
you
all the
fucking
time.
piece of shit.
Yeah, what do you fucking think I am? Like my jorts? I only get to wear jorts for 3 months out of the year. You're gonna take that away from me right now?
Hell no.
During COVID, we need jorts more now than ever. Now more than ever. Anyway,
I should pick up some shorts.
I guess this is kind of the end of Summer of Good. I'm not sure if we'll maybe watch more good stuff going forward, but this was something that was on our list when we first created the Summer of Good list, is something that would be worth watching. So yeah, we watched. I had not seen it.
It was between this and Land of the Lustrous. I forget. I always forget the Hoseki no Kuni. And but you kept misgendering the gems, and I couldn't. I don't approve of that. So
well, you are an ally, and I'm an adversary. So it's understandable that you would not want to go into that kind of dialogue with me, because I am constantly actively keeping the LGBT community down, and you are trying your best to prop them up.
I'm like Atlas.
Yes, every day.
Holding up the huge muscular bodies of trans women everywhere.
Someone has to raise them up because they are queens.
They're queens, and also they are very heavy and dense.
Hey man, queens used to be pretty fat. I've seen a lot of images of them, so it stands to reason that they would be big in this day and age too. But anyway, yeah, a place further than the universe. I think
Sora, Yori, Tooi, Basho.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it Sora Yori for short. I don't even know if that's the appropriate abbreviation.
Yeah, no, it is.
But yeah, I had seen the first episode of this when we did a season preview at one point when this was airing. What was this? 2018. Okay, this would have been winter 2018.
That sounds about right.
And yeah, so it's a show about a group of girls who are trying to go to Antarctica. They one of the girls, her mother was an Antarctic explorer who got lost on an expedition up there, and it's her ambition to go follow her mother's footsteps and find out kind of what happened. And it's never really like, there's never any sort of disconnect where you believe that this character Shirase actually believes that her mother's alive at all. There's no sort of delusion like that. It's more just
I remember being kind of confused about that at the beginning, because like all she says is, I'm going to go down there to find my mom. And because I had no idea, you start out this show, you have no idea where it's going. You're
Mhm.
like, are they even gonna get to Antarctica? Is it like a metaphor? Are they? Is it just gonna be like a 13 episode drama? And at the end they don't get there, but they learn friendship along the way or
Sure,
something.
sure.
Or they get there, but it's like the last episode, and it's just sort
There's no
of
guarantee of Antarctic adventures for our crew.
no.
There's just a lot of desire to go, and everybody around them is acknowledging that it's an absurdly hard task. And um, like, why would high school girls be able to do this? Like, why would this be something? But our pro tag, I'd say, our main character Mari or Tamaki, is she is a Genki sort of. I don't want to call her a complete airhead because she can be astute at times, and I don't think she's like the dumbest of the main characters, but she's definitely somewhat. Let's say she's a little ditzy, perhaps. Um, so she's our main character. Her struggle is that she feels like she hasn't done anything with her time in high school and her youth. She's a senior, I think, and she's like, I'm coming up on my senior year, and I haven't done anything significant. I haven't gone on any adventures. I've wasted my youth. And she becomes aware of Shirase's plight to go to Antarctica, and they become fast compatriots in this journey. Um, and
Yeah, so
Shirase is go ahead.
yeah, okay, so yeah. So one wants to find mommy. One of them's just sort of bored. Um, there's there's the idol girl
So she
who
she is she has to go because it's her job basically, and she's not interested in Antarctica at all.
right.
Uh,
Hinaka is like a high school dropout, or Hinata, sorry.
mm.
Why do they want her to go again?
She's taken like a gap year, she says, whether or not that's true. And I think she's just like, before I go back into the education system, I want to actually, I want to enjoy my time off, because she's like a very overworked kind of person, or she works a bunch of jobs, and is kind of like a workaholic, even though she's kind of like a fun loving kind of girl. I don't know. I guess that part doesn't really make the most sense to me, because every other character has pretty clear motivations. Hers is
She's a
similar to
fun-loving
Mars.
girl, likes to have fun. That's what she is.
Shit, is that a problem with you? You got an issue with that?
Yeah, what the
I don't.
fuck's your problem, dude?
You don't think girls can go to
I
Antarctica?
think girls can just have a fun time.
So anyway,
And then there's what's up with Megumi?
Megumi is Tamaki's or Mari. Should it be Tamaki or Mari? I don't even remember.
Mari's
Um,
her given name.
I think they call her Tamaki most of the time.
Okay.
Uh, so she is her friend. Megumi is her friend, who is kind of like not like a dissenting opinion, but
Oh
more
right, she
like kind
doesn't
of.
go. Oh, she's the one that. Okay, no, I know who she is. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
So
She's the secret antagonist of
she's
of
kind of
Sorry Yori.
sticking the mud about it. She's like, do you really think that that's something that can happen? And there's a number of like pitfalls that they kind of fall into along the way before they're even a part of this. They eventually end up becoming a part of the first civilian expedition to Antarctica.
You
And along
know,
the way, they get into a number of pitfalls where like plans that they had kind of fall through or have a wrench thrown into them. Megumi was sabotaging her the entire time, because up until this point, Tamaki had been relying on Megumi for pretty much everything, because Tamaki was kind of, helpless moe type, where like she's
stop
need
lighting something.
she needs a lot of assistance in her life, I suppose, and without that, Megumi doesn't have much of a purpose. Um, so anyway, so we got, Shirase's mom was on a previous expedition, got lost, and through this, she knows a number of older women who also are into the whole Antarctic expedition thing. They had been on with her mother, and they're launching this new expedition to Antarctica for civilians, and it's like a bunch of people who are very dedicated to this particular area. and the girls kind of they go to Tokyo to try to make their way in, and it doesn't quite work out because there's like they're not playing and taking girls, but coincidentally, I don't remember exactly how they become friends with Idol Girl, um, with Yuzuki. I don't remember, but she needs to go on this expedition because it's her job. She's going to go report on it for social media or for whatever idol stuff, and they run into her. They become friends because she hasn't really had friends before because she's isolated from the rest of the world being an idol, you know. Um, anyway, she tells her manager she won't go unless she can bring the girls along. So our girls get the chance to go to Antarctica, and really, I think the best stuff in this show for me is the trip to Antarctica, and you have a bunch of woefully, um, I'd say, underdeveloped girls. They're just like high school girls who don't have any sort of physical skills or real like skills in general, and they need to go basically fend for themselves in Antarctica. You know, there's an expectation that they can carry their own weight if they're going to be on this expedition, otherwise they can't go. So you know, like they on the ship ride up, they're dealing with like um, really horrible seasickness, you know, and having to lift a bunch of heavy stuff while being incredibly seasick and just gross in general. And um, that's where I think a lot of the fun stuff happens in this show. And I think there's just such an optimistic tone to the whole thing because obviously there's the tragic backstory of the mom disappearing or whatever, but there's always that wonder the entire time of like you're getting this once in a lifetime opportunity, and as a viewer you feel like you're being let in on it, you know. And it's just and their antics are great. Their antics are great too as well. It's like the direction is just absolutely fucking on point for like I mean, we've discussed in the past that Japanese comedy doesn't necessarily translate, or they're just not good at it in general. But this particular show, the timing of the comedic bits is solid, and it lands because the characters are entertaining and charismatic.
Yeah. As someone who loves Ginnosaji, did this give you any vibes like that? Because it's
Oh yeah,
kind of a similar thing of like, yeah, I want to do this, this thing that's totally out of my comfort zone, and then whoa, this is hard work, but it's rewarding, and I meet
yes,
cool people along the way, and we get along, and we're a bunch of likable people who make a lot of great memories.
correct. And I think that's an apt comparison and one that I was thinking of the whole time. And I think the difference is in Silver Spoon, um, there's a lot more interpersonal conflict. And I feel like in this show, it's more about people dealing with things from their past, you know, whether it's like guilt from the woman leading the new expedition is guilty for having lost Shirase's mom on the previous one, or like, you were bullied when you were you were on the track team or whatever, or things like that,
Yeah.
and putting that behind you when you're on this expedition. And so seems like some people aren't able to, like they're on this most amazing, like incredible adventure ever, and that stuff still is carried with them. Um, and for two extreme examples, there's a side character who is constantly on the phone with her boyfriend back in Japan,
Mhm.
and trying to make up with him, and he's like salty that she went on this expedition, and things don't go well. But um, it,
There is some drama. I remember there being a friendship contract arc. I don't remember what that was about really. Someone
well,
has to.
this, but
I think one of them is autistic about what a friend is and doesn't get it. So there's like a contract. I don't remember. I remember being a cute episode. They wish they have a birthday party for her. I think
yeah,
it
and
was
it's
nice.
it's so cute, and there are a number of times where I was genuinely moved, like when they first get there. It seems like an incredibly harsh kind of wasteland, but which it is. It's literally just this ice shelf, you know, and it has
There's
no
land underneath it, supposedly.
um, but they
This show
still
should have ended with them finding the Arctic pyramids underground and finding the finding the
aliens.
lake full of primordial soup that gives you eternal life.
Um,
Finding the
but
crashed ships, the aircraft.
I think it does a great job of like you get the exact amount of each portion that you need, which is a weird thing to say. It's like you get the perfect amount of lead up time to the expedition, you get the perfect amount of time in transit, and you get the perfect amount of time when you're there. And it's almost like when they're there, it goes so quickly. I feel like the time that they're on the expedition, because before you know it, you're at the point where they're getting ready to head back, and the arc is like dealing with the fact that they're leaving behind this incredible place, and that they would they almost want to stay even though they know they can't.
Yeah, it feels pretty fast, even though it's a solid 5 or 6 episodes of the show, isn't it? Maybe only
No, I think
four.
when they get there because they're still like in transit to they reach the ice at a certain episode, but they're in
Okay.
transit to their main station for like another episode or so.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I remember it
because like
taking a while. Now that I think about it.
um, but yeah, it's kind of I'm glad that we had Far and Away because I um this show it's just so enjoyable and watchable, and you just root for the characters the entire time. And um, I don't know, it just scratches a kind of itch that, like you said, Silver Spoon kind of scratches as well. And um, shit, man,
Yeah. Yeah.
shit, man, it's
Super likable characters all the way through. Great.
yeah.
Great. Yeah. Great
There's no like,
interactions between them.
there's no
Uh,
point where they there's any kind of ass pulls, and
no.
I think the resolution with the mom is very sweet, and where
Well, it's. I don't know if we talked about that yet, but I disagree that it's sweet, but I think it's fantastic. But I think yeah, we'll. I
well,
don't know if
it's a satisfactory resolution. We'll say that, where it's like you
yes, but
feel like
not in a way that you would expect.
um so anyway, there's another relationship that's important, which is the relationship between Shirsei and the Jin, who is the um she's the head of this expedition. She's the one who has the guilt from Shirsei's mom buying it. And they have this initially sort of distant relationship, and Shirsei is almost kind of embarrassed around her. Um, and throughout the course of the show, they kind of reveal that they're very similar in some ways, very literally, where they have like the same reaction to things. And um, they did spend a lot of time around each other when they were, when Shirsei was younger. Um, but they have to kind of patch their relationship up, and by the end, they've reached a sort of understanding, which I found to be it was a really really nice arc there, and a pretty mature one, I'd say. Um, it's not like they're the most buxom buddies by the end, but they've definitely resolved the tension that was between them, um, and they both kind of got what they wanted, and shit, man, I feel like I feel like I can't really carry this right now. I need help. um,
Okay. Well, there's. I mean, from what it's been a couple of years since I've seen this, but it seems like it's about about a bunch of people who start out a little separate, and then there's an adventure, and they all become friends, and it's really. It's like two things. It's like a perfect adventure and also a perfect coming of age at the same time. Um, Pretty impressive. Um,
yeah, yeah, and again, like I think the humor that underrides the whole thing is what really like binds it.
oh yeah, and also it's very fun. Everything's fun. They're running laps around the boat. They're fucking the scene where they like are on the deck and getting blown around by the storm, and then don't they start laughing together? That's great.
I
Um,
like the
they
competence of the
cook.
characters. I like how they're adaptable, and they're at the beginning, like you said, you're not. It's not necessarily a sure thing that they're going to make it, but I kind of knew the entire time that like together they'd be able to get close at least, you know. And again, like they're able to kind of play off of each other and through because at one point that they mention the most important things when you're in Antarctica are food and fun, you know. And if that's what really matters on
Hard
this kind of
fucking.
adventure, then these girls have everything you need, you know, because like the physical things can be overcome, but like the emotional and mental pressure of being in a situation like that is something that you really need to be able to rely on other people and have strong bonds, and that's what they kind of create throughout the course of the show.
Wasn't there an episode where they were just stuck in Australia because they lost their passports, or
Yes,
some one of them did?
yes. Well, Hinata lost her.
Oh, she's so clumsy.
She lost. Well, the thing is that she sure as I took her passport. It turns out, and she's like, "I'm going to make sure you don't lose this." And by
And then
doing
she lost
that,
it.
and Shirase makes the decision. She's like, "I'm gonna buy," because she had saved up 1,000,000 yen, which is like 10 grand, I think.
Yeah.
To for this trip because she was going to like help fund the trip if they needed funding, and that was going to be her way in. And eventually she makes the decision to sacrifice that money to she's like going to buy them new tickets to go to where they need to go to catch the boat before it leaves. And then in the end she ends up leaving this money that she worked on because at the beginning of the show it was kind of because that's like the catalyst for this getting this whole story in motion was she had saved up all this cash and lost it initially, and then our protagonist Tamaki found it and returned it to her, and that's how they became friends, and that's how we kind of learned that, and then it returns at various points throughout the show, like where she's gonna sacrifice the money for her friend. She's like, I'm gonna make sure that we're all able to go together, even though only one of them lost their passport. It's like we're in this together. We're gonna go as a team. And in the end, she leaves it behind because it was like, I guess, a symbolic thing. She leaves it behind where her mother was stationed before she died, as a symbolic sort of thing of like I was able to attain this. I don't necessarily get leaving money, but I don't know. Maybe it's sort of a fantastical girly thought that I don't understand. Maybe girls understand that. I'm like, damn, 10 grand, that's a lot. I could do a lot with 10 grand right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Boats. And maybe all of the stuff that sucks about boats actually sounds kind of cool. Because you don't really. I personally am an idiot, so I don't ever think about things like what would it be like being on a boat for multiple weeks, let alone like
once you get used to it, it's probably just like being in a shitty hotel. It's
kind of
cold outside.
You're just kind of booling and it's cold. Like all you got to do is just do your job on the ship and then drink with your friends.
Yeah, God, I'm so bored on this boat full of 16-year-old girls. What am I gonna fucking? I would fucking kill myself. I'd be overboard day 2 on that. Just.
What do you mean? They're all so happy and they're all going to Antarctica, bro. These girls didn't earn this. I've been for 10 years. I've been working towards this.
I haven't seen a tit in 3 weeks on this fucking boat. I'm about to pull up an orca and have my way with it. I'm trying to net. It'd be funny if there was an eccentric. They should have had an eccentric like janitor guy who was always just trying to net some large marine mammal to fuck.
I think they might have tanked the tone of this show.
I would have made it good.
I think that's why the show succeeds. It's because it lacks any of that. There's like one brief romantic thing on, I think it's on the boat where one of the crew members has a thing for the
idle one. The runner. Yeah, the lady.
Yeah, there's a younger guy who has a thing for the captain of the boat, and gets shut down pretty hard. And
imagine you're hanging out around Hinata all day, and you go for that fucking old hag.
Imagine the smell.
Imagine the smell. It's the ocean breeze. It smells.
They don't get to shower every day, I'm sure.
I think they.
I would make sure that they couldn't.
Isn't it like saltwater showers? I think they get to.
I would make sure that I would sabotage the saltwater shower.
Just make him as rank as possible.
Yeah, you want their hair
Again,
nappy.
this is what that janitor character could do. I say, it was me. I like the stank.
A place stankier than the universe. Why do my socks keep disappearing?
It should be like that episode of Strike Witches where their panties keeps disappearing, but it's just like all the girls are like, "Where are my socks?"
You just see me munching in a corner.
You just see a dark figure darting around the corner after you notice your undies missing from the bathroom locker.
Ethan, I just found somebody wasn't able to flush the toilet because they passed a teenage girl's sock and it just clogged everything. I don't know why. I don't know why I would eat the socks. I don't think that's a terribly.
I know why.
I need them in me.
She's a part of me now.
It would be the special Christmas dinner. Would be sock broth soup. It would be.
Oh yeah. It's like, wow, this soup is amazing, Antonio. What did you use for the broth?
Licking my mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's devoid of any real sort of grossness, which depending on you ask is a good thing or a bad thing. I think sometimes you need that sort of just pure enjoyment in your life. I get plenty of fan service and other shit in my other shows, so I'll just take.
One thing I will say about this is I've heard I think some people do fall off the show in the first few episodes because those are the slowest ones, and also you don't have any idea where it's going, and you don't think it's going to be the best friendship adventure of the 2010s, which I can understand. But yeah, we need to get a hold of was it Demolition D? Someone said they didn't watch past like the second episode.
Yeah, you're missing out. I mean, I can see maybe thinking some of this was a little contrived from the beginning because you got kind of like an airhead main character, but it's really the relationships that carry the show, and if you don't get to them, I can understand not being in love with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the type of person who really, really hates just people like plainly laying out their feelings in a very written way, that happens a couple times in here, I guess, but I think the rest more than makes up for it.
Well, they're such good friends that they don't have to hide anything. There's no
Yeah.
There's no need to keep that stuff buried when all of your friends are there to support you and recognize that sometimes you have to have this stuff out.
Right.
They're so cute. I want to pet their heads.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I like it when Tamaki gets the sunburn and in the shape of goggles. That's good.
That is good. I remember that.
Good.
Yeah, sunburns, Antarctica. Crazy.
I like it when Yuzuki finally gets to meet penguins up close and they're smelly and scary.
Oh yeah, she was the penguin girl.
Yep.
She loved.
Yep.
That was the only thing she cared about. She didn't like the boat or anything, but she wanted to meet the penguins.
There were quite a few points in time during the show where I was genuinely moved, which is something that is rare, I think. And I think this movie, the show kind of leverages that fantastical kind of magical realism thing in a way that it oftentimes can be off-putting. Like Weathering with You kind of has certain things that are like, obviously that's literally magical.
There is literal magic, yeah, but sure.
Yeah. But like, there are tonal things, I think, as far as like things that are they're elevated and maybe a little ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it's trying to like, it has to like bring things up to that level to emulate the feeling of how fucking crazy it would be if you were actually in Antarctica, which would be nuts.
Yes, and
That
that is
would that would look and feel nuts.
that
And
is.
yeah, this.
Thank you so much for getting to the point, because that is it. Like, that's really it. Is that you feel like it makes you want to go, in spite of the fact that it would suck. It's like, man, that would be badass, because you're feeling it the whole time with the characters as they're like, damn, this is badass.
Yeah, and
Uh,
and what I was saying earlier about, like, you start out the show and have no not I did not think they were going to go to Antarctica in this show, and then like there's this really long, like, they have to secure the funds and make the connections, and then they're on the boat for a while, and then they get stuck, and then there's this huge stressful, oh shit, we're not going to make it because we forgot our passports, and then you finally fucking get there, and it's like, Jesus, so it really is perfectly paced in that way. Yeah, they knew how to do. Oh, by the way, this is Madhouse. By the way, Madhouse.
it looks great too, I should say.
Of course.
It looks great the entire way through. And again, the direction is absolutely fucking on point. There are so many parts in the show where I'm like, that's a great fucking shot composition, or like that they block the living fuck out of these characters, which is
I would
something
like
that,
to block the living fuck out of those characters.
um, and that's not necessarily something you can take for granted in anime, where oftentimes characters will just kind of shuffle up and down hallways,
Like, in a flash animation. Yeah. Hey, don't.
Yeah.
Hey. Sympho Gear's a masterpiece. I won't have you fucking throwing shade.
If this was like a book,
This would be a very formative book if you read it when you were like, if you were a girl and you read it when you were like 13. This is your whole fucking life.
yeah, this would be like the most significant young adult book of like the 2010s if it was. Instead, it's an anime, so nobody will ever see it.
Yeah. I said 13-year-old girl, and then you said young adult, and I went, oh yeah, that's who would read it, and it kind of bummed me out, actually. Even though we are literally adults and we're watching it and fawning over it, but for some reason, that's a little depressing.
Yeah, but
But it's like
the best of that. It's the best of like that kind of media,
Yeah, so it conveys a sense of adventure and the camaraderie that comes along with going on a harrowing journey with a bunch of people that you don't know, and it's fantastic in that way.
It doesn't fall into like the trap of being. I mean, it would be so easy to put these girls through some real shit. It would be so easy to punish them.
Well, there's a bit at the end.
Yeah, but like, okay, you go ahead. What are your thoughts on the mom thing then?
Okay, so, it's adventure, it's coming of age, everyone's making friends, but over the whole show, the entire time, and it almost never gets brought up, this girl is looking for her dead mom, and you're never really sure. Like, I never thought so, but I was like, there's a possibility, and you're like, oh, I hope she doesn't think her mom is still alive, because no one ever explicitly says that or anything. So you're really hoping she's not like delusional or anything.
Yeah.
And I think I think what was going on is that, like, I think she knew, but I think probably what was going on is there was like a tiny little bit of her that she didn't listen to and she didn't believe, but like it was there just as like a coping mechanism. It's a tiny little part that wanted her mom to just have somehow been fucking survivor manning it for 10 years, eating penguins. So they finally make it to their like the destination, which is this like abandoned base that the expedition from 10 years ago her mom went on, or it was only 5 years ago, wasn't it? It might have only been 5. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I can't remember the exact amount of time.
Okay, I think it might have only been.
That sounds about right.
5 or 10 years ago, and so she finds her mom's laptop, guesses the password. I think it's her name or something, obviously, and you're thinking, so this is the big, this is the culmination, this is the coming of age moment where,
sure,
but you expect her to get this very very sort of comforting type of closure, where like her mom left her a nice letter, and it's like, don't worry about me. You know, I've moved on. I want you to live your
or that she
life.
read a bunch
But
of
she
her.
opens this fucking laptop and opens the email client, and thousands of emails that she's been sending to her dead mom start pouring in unopened, that no one ever even mentioned these. We didn't even know she had been sending them. Over the years, just thousands of fucking emails going to absolutely no one. And it is the most crushing thing I've ever seen in my life. It is so fucking brutal, because it's not like because it's like this harsh reality just fucking hitting you in the face. Like mom is gone, and
So my
it's
thing was like, I think that by the time she gets there, she has recognized the fact that this is a brutal, brutal hellscape, and there's no way her mom is alive. Like, I think that there's no way that she's not able to recognize that by that point, and the resolution that she then later gets through the help of the captain of the mission, who that she gives the laptop over to the captain of the mission. It's like a here, like she because there's a photo of
well, yeah.
sure.
See, and that's what's so great about it is she gets slapped in the face with like reality. Like you need to move on. Like this you have to you know you have to come to terms with this. And then that's unusually harsh in a way that I respected. And like a really 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 not typical of the type of closure of a family member's death that you normally come into contact with. But then the next episode, they give you a little something. She took a picture of the aurora borealis before she passed on, and she gets
See,
that.
that's seriously YA shit, and it works.
It's
Like that's
perfect. They give you just, it's like, it's not all doubt. They give you a little something after you get the tough love. Then they give you that little something. It's fucking brilliant, and that's I think all of that, those last two episodes especially, make this a masterpiece. It reminds me, listen, I have to mention Ace Combat every episode. It reminds me of Ace Combat Zero: The Belkan War, because the whole story is this sort of documentary format of a man who is looking for this mysterious star ace of the last war from a few years ago, and the whole story is him interviewing people who have been shot down by him. And he ends up finding his partner. They were both mercenaries. His second, in their squadron, his wingman. And the whole story is told from his perspective. And you're the protagonist. And halfway through the story, he betrays you, and all this stuff happens. And at the end of the story, end of the documentary, he never finds this pilot. So, and that's just, and it's about to end, and he goes, I never found this guy, but everyone I've talked to has told me one thing about him. He always had a hint of a smile on his face, and that's, and that might be my answer right there. And then credits. It's a great, listen, it's the best game ever made. It's perfect. So I thought about that when
it's a mature ending.
Yeah.
It's mature, and you don't get much of that. Some are good. The Summer of Good is
Summer of Good ending with Antarctica, ironically.
They just know what the fuck they're doing. There are people who are working in this medium.
Oh, I forgot the crying. I need this. Yeah. That was a sad scene, and not even in a sad. I've pointed out this before. There's multiple types of sad. There's depressing sad, and then there's like saying goodbye to a friend who's moving away sad. This is like fucking sad.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I've worked on like projects and stuff that are like multiple weeks long, where you're shooting with people every single day for multiple weeks for like 12 hours, and when you're doing that, when you're around people for that length of time, that consistently, every single day, you really do form these just incredibly intense bonds.
What?
with and it's like
I'm actually very surprised by that.
no, you totally do because it's like it's like survival, man. It's like you're just doing what you can to keep moving forward as a team and relying on each other. And
Maybe is that I guess that must be just specific to film because like most people don't have any personal relationship with their coworkers or anything because you don't want to
yeah,
fucking say anything to anyone. I was in, I was in marching band for how many fucking years and I never made any friends. I hated those people. Even though we
nah,
had to stand on a fucking hot asphalt in the middle of August for 9 hours a day.
no. Maybe it's just also me. I
Yeah, yeah. You're
uh,
probably you're probably forcing friendships upon people.
so you're gonna be my best friend, motherfucker. There's nothing you can do about
It
it.
happened to me, and you know what? Yeah, it works.
Um, but yeah, they're just it's excellent. I finished watching it today. I watched it over the span of about a week, and I'm still processing it to a degree. Um, so I need to my thoughts have not quite solidified on it, but I was very impressed. I was impressed. I'd say it's not. If I had to like rank the stuff that we've watched this for the summer of good, I think that the three things that like immediately come to mind as being comparable would be like obviously Tatami Galaxy, Place Further in the Universe, and then Girls Last Tour. I think are those just the three shows we watched. Did we watch another show? We
Man, I
watched
don't know.
anyway. Um, I'd say Girls Last Tour is probably my favorite of them. Um,
Hell yeah.
this is honestly, I think this is a close second, and then Tatami Galaxy is a third. I uh, I I don't know. I think there's just something to the sort of serialized narrative of this, a more obviously serialized narrative that puts it over something like Tatami Galaxy, which I also quite enjoyed. But um, yeah, that last decade was pretty fucking solid. There was some really good shit, man. It's
I
obvious
agree.
there was a sheer volume of stuff that came out was ridiculous, but I'm glad that you were able to sort of curate so I didn't have to watch every single thing that came out. Makes it real easy on me.
That would have been that would have been funnier. If I had made you watch everything. Literally everything. All of it.
Yeah. It's how are you liking Ghost Sick? Or
I
what?
haven't.
What else?
I'm not watching Ghostic. What the fuck are you
No,
talking
I'm
about?
saying if I had to watch everything, you're
Ghostic isn't even bad. That's not.
I'm trying.
Maybe we should pick a fucking Dimey Dollar. Or Dimey Dollar's at least
No,
interesting. Even
that's
though
a
it's
bad
weird.
example too. Because
Yeah.
I feel like I'd probably like Dimey Dollar by the end.
Um. I still haven't had you watch it. Oh no, we did watch Brynhilder, didn't we? Did we?
I've I don't believe I've seen Brynhilder. If
Okay,
I have, it's all
that would be a nightmare.
Brynhilder anime. Let me jumpstart my memory here. No, I've never seen Brynhilder. If I have, then I genuinely have lost time and I need to see a doctor or something.
You don't remember half the things we do.
This is that I have zero recollection of Brynhilder at all. Sometimes I get things confused, but in this case, I don't have anything. If we have seen Brynhilder, there's no way.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
don't think we have.
but yeah, so I think we could probably close the kimono that we opened during the summer of good. Um,
Hold on, I
it's time
gotta.
to go back to bad shit.
Well, not bad. Just flawed in a way that we can, lend our skills to.
Our comedic talents
Yeah.
are just pure riffage skills. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what we should do next. I don't even know what I'm feeling right now.
Dude,
What
next week is fucking the spring. I mean, I always call every season spring. What the fuck? Autumn, fall.
you're just perpetually living in a state of spring.
I don't know why everything is spring to me. Um, but yeah, no, it's seasonal, baby. You still should watch Hoseki no Kuni.
I'm sure I will at some point, and I also haven't ruled out the idea of just continuing to watch good things for a bit at the cost
Well,
of the podcast.
I'm happy to inform you that Hoseki no Kuni is good. So
Yeah.
just
Well, that's what I'm
keep that
saying.
on the table.
Considering that is, I'm like, yeah, I'm still kind of interested in that as well. What's even coming up? What are we looking at? Is what does the new season even look like?
Oh yeah, we should do that. Let's check out Chart and see what's going on. There's the okay. I know there's a third season. First of all, Strike Witches is back. So that's great. I know there's a new season of Gochiusa. Oh my god, the first show airs in 3 days. Fuck. By the way, I'm sorry I haven't been releasing any podcasts. No one listening. I think I got 3 now. I'll put them all out this week, I promise. I'm going to get fired anyway, so it's fine. There's a new Higurashi.
Oh, yeah. That well, huh?
It's, New Higurashi. I wonder if we should... Oh, we should watch the first episode of New Higurashi and the first episode of Original Higurashi.
What is... I hear people say that Haikyuu is good. That's just a volleyball.
It's probably good. Yeah, it's a sports shonen,
Let's see. This show's called Noblesse.
I'm trying to find a specific picture of Hinata, and it's fucking bumming me out that I can't.
This show is called Kuma 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 Bear, which I think means bear, 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 bear. If I'm not mistaken.
It means bear, bear, Kuma.
Oh.
Bear, bear, Kuma.
Blowing my gourd right now, man.
Blowing it? I don't know if I want to blow your gourd.
Fucking whistle on my gourd, bro. We got Taiso Samurai. Samurai with a Z. Let's see. It's based on the once powerful Japanese men's gymnastics team. That'll be good. Oh, these are some big boys. These are some powerful boys from Mappa. I'm excited for Kuma. We got some shorts this season, maybe. I feel like it's been a while.
They always say there's going to be shorts, but I don't know, man.
The ones with the animals in them will be pushed.
Yeah, still not Actually, there's more stuff this season. Seems like the COVID... 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
The main character, Doge Swaru, who wants to see the naughty bits of girls, has a last resort to persuade them. That is to grovel in front of them, and intent on his lewd request being heard, intent on having his lewd request heard. He endures through the kowtowing. Heroines are often taken aback, embarrassed, and confused by his sudden action. Well, that'll be a good show.
100-man no Inochi. Must work together to battle for their lives. Totsuya is a lone wolf and has always saved his life according to his wants. Lived his life according to his wants. Okay. Hypnosis Mike, Division Rap Battle, Rhyme Anima. What? Rap Battle anime?
I don't want to watch this Dragon Quest show.
Why not?
I can't stand the character designs.
That's not a good enough reason, man. I'm sorry.
I'm very excited for this rap.
You shouldn't have mentioned it because now I'm going to make you watch it. Oh, no, there's new Love Live. Oh, I think this one's CG. I might not even watch it. I mean, I know the dancing was always CG in Love Live. I think this one might be wholly... Maybe not. I don't know. Why would they change up the formula now? Senkyo no Sigdrifa. The pillars suddenly appeared above Earth, threatening all life. A god who called himself Odin came to the aid of humanity as it was driven. Somebody call... Somebody call... I already forgot this fucking...
Okay, we get this Kimi to Boku no Saigo no Senju show. Looks like the most generic Fate ripoff thing ever. This just looks like...
Varg! Somebody call Varg! Anytime someone mentions Odin.
Oh, okay.
To counter the pillars, Odin declared a counterattack by bequeathing humanity with the battle maidens, Wakures, and the hero craft as their wings. Several years later, the battle between humanity... Oh, boy. Okay. There's a show about rock climbing girls.
We got Ikebukuro Westgate Park, which is based on urban mystery novels. And it's about gangs and the Yakuza and a charismatic troubleshooter who is trying to fix the war between the factions. So it's going to be like a very self-serious kind of do rah 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 type show, based on what I'm seeing here.
It is the year 20XX. Earth has been assaulted by monsters known as the enemy of humanity. Fucking... You couldn't take 5 minutes to think of something cool. You know how long it takes me to think of something at least a little cool? 5 minutes.
The enemy of humanity. Amazing. The thing I'm looking forward to the most in this entire season is Ochi Kobore Fruit Tart. It's an idol group named Fruit Tart.
Oh, and they boys or girls?
They are girls. They're very, very much girls. Ooh, cute. Yeah, new season looks lit, man. I'm so excited. All of this looks great.
Is this... Tell me if I read one of the ones you already read. But Adachi Toshimamura...
I've not read
Adachi spends her high school days skipping class until she meets a fellow delinquent, Shimamura, and the two become fast friends. Cutting class together deepens their friendship, but soon unexpected emotions blossom. How is that unexpected? As awkwardness and confusion settle in, the two girls... Oh, they're both girls. That's why. Okay.
Are we surprised by that now? Am I supposed to be surprised? Am I going to be like... Whoa.
I was just surprised because it's just... from the thumbnail, I can't tell they're girls, and they're from their names either, so I thought it was... And also, when you think delinquent, you think of dudes, you know?
I know you already mentioned this, but I feel like it does require a second pass. Rock climbing girls? These are some beefy broads.
They're not beefy. They're actually pretty lean, but yeah, they're muscular.
Big, robust ladies.
I'm not into muscle ladies, man. I don't fucking... This doesn't look very good.
I'm into enough for the both of us.
Okay. New Golden Kamuy. I should watch that second season. By watch, I mean finish. Noblesse.
Oh my gosh.
Bless you. For 800... No, bless you. For 820 years, he had slumbered with no knowledge of mankind's advancement and scientific progress. The land which he once knew has become an unfamiliar place with new technology, attitudes, and lifestyles. Upon a way, I hope this guy just wakes up from his slumber and is just really racist. Many years ago, a great civil war ravaged Japan, leaving the country fragmented between two regions, Kansai and Kanto. I think that's real. Or wait, no. That's something else.
I'm excited for this DJ show.
A group of 6 Akudama carry out missions given to them by a mysterious black cat while evading the police. Isn't this just ghost stories? But a dangerous journey is about to unfold when a civilian girl becomes twisted into the Akudama's way of life and witnesses their criminal drives. Yukoku no Moriarty. The story's protagonist is James Moriarty, the famous antagonist from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes series.
Wow.
He's an orphan. He's an orphan who assumes the name William James Moriarty when he and his younger brother are adopted into the Moriarty family. As a young man, he seeks to remove the ills caused by England's strict class system. Wait, he's the antagonist? Doesn't that mean he how could you be the antagonist in Sherlock Holmes without killing people?
This is before he starts killing people. This is going to be a young Moriarty before.
Oh, this is going to be is this like a Joker? You think he's gonna go werewolf?
He's gonna go ghost.
Oh yeah, this DJ show.
We should watch the Bem movie. Bem Become Human.
It's probably just a recap, right?
I have no idea. I just like the name Bem Become Human.
Bam.
I am excited for the DJ show, which I'm sure will be CGI and horrible. I just want to hear what they think is cool.
Having moved back to Japan from abroad, Rinko and Aimoto transfer Yoba Academy, where DJing is popular. She's deeply moved by a DJ concert she sees there. A DJ concert.
Yes.
Decides to form a unit of her own. Unit? Wait, that's... It's not an idol. They're going to make DJing into idol. That's not... We should show Steven that and he'll be pissed.
Uh-huh.
While interacting with their other DJ units like Piki Piki and Photon Maiden. Photon Maiden, okay. I don't actually wait. I don't get the. Is that a? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's just a sick name.
Yeah. Rinku and her friends aim for the high stage.
High stage. Jesus.
They have to do a fucking DJ battle against Burzum. Not Burzum. I always say fucking Burzum when I mean I had Varg on the brain. No, who's full of hell and
Oh no.
the noise man.
Oh, you mean like Merzbow?
Merzbow. See, okay, you can understand how I get those mixed up.
Yeah, for sure.
Merzbow and Burzum. Fuck off. Oh yeah, there's a train show. Oh wait, is this the show based on trains, but also it's lolly porn? Yes, yes it is.
Of course.
Oh, wait, I thought there was a full-on Maitetsu anime. What? Okay, it's like a spin-off. It's like a short spin-off. Weird. One Room, third season. Hell yeah. Kantoku's back, baby.
You're a big One Room fan.
Kana Hanazawa's back. Yeah, man, it's first person and the girls like you.
What?
What?
What is this?
You can fucking judge me.
No, I'm just that's a strange concept.
Oh, we forgot to mention the wild twist at the end of Sora Yori, where bitter friend turns out to have gone on a different adventure to the North Pole.
Yes.
That's a wild one. Like out of spite or something.
Well, she's carving out her own destiny now. I'm looking at One Room on YouTube right now. This isn't much, but I hope you like it. What is it? Oh, I'm going to open it. I hope I open it.
I've totally forgotten what. I remember earlier tonight you said when's the next season. Oh, okay. No, nope. Never mind. I remember how that was solved.
Every time I go back into our Discord, I just see Tom Brady, and then I see Nicole Kidman's butt, and that's a good world. Good world to live in. I think I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
We'll see if there's a season preview. There's a good chance that we might actually catch it on the early end of the season this time, I'd say.
Yeah, because now we're right up on it almost. Yeah, everything starts there in 3-4 days. We could, I'll put together a list because some of these we're definitely not watching. We're not watching the third season of Dungeon Need Dai Wo. Oh, another Danmachi? Really? Wait, no, it's a different one. What is this? Oh, no, it is Danmachi. There's another one. Didn't finish the second. Or no, I didn't finish the spin-off. I don't think did I finish the second season? We should watch Dragon Quest.
Oh my god.
It's Toriyama, isn't it? Character designs are fine. He's a legend. How dare you?
Well, we did it. We went to Antarctica. We solved the Antarctica riddle.
I feel like I went to Antarctica, yeah.
Yeah, shit, man. Well, yeah, season preview coming up. I don't have anything. Oh, what were we going out? Oh, we're going out on football.
Oh, whoa. Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
Activated.
Hey. All right.
Hey.
Oh, right. I didn't. Okay, there was the final picture I wanted to. Yeah. So we'll be back soon. I'll post all those podcasts I didn't put up yet. I'm sorry. I'll also continue archiving the old podcasts. Hopefully I'll have that done by next June, so I don't have to pay $100 for hosting on Podbean again, and we'll move somewhere else. Or we'll get another Podbean. Doesn't matter. Where's this music? All right. Take care, folks. We're going to get fucking taken down.
Special forces are in full flight. We're coming by air and on the ground. Monday Night Football. football's taking over the town. We gotta get ready, we gotta get right. It's gonna be a battle in the NFL tonight. So get ready. I mean, get ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night invasion? Yeah, this is Rockin' Randall Hank with a special alert for the nation. Here come the hits, the bangs, the blocks, and the spikes. Cause all my rowdy friends drop in on Monday night time. Let it fly, boys. Now they're ready for action across the land. The boys in the trenches, the fans in the stands. Sounds like thunder when they snap the ball. The bat blasts through a hole in the wall. Receivers are rocking on down the line. The defense covers its pressure time. The guys with cannons, the way they throw. ABC's got the most explosive show. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party? Yes, sir, this is Hank, and my mission is to get this whole thing started. Get those helmets crashing, the crowd is psyched, cause all my rowdy friends are back for Monday night.